Okay, so welcome back to video 2. If you remember in video 1, we talked about shadow goals versus your actual goals and how we've got to, rip off the blinkers and get a lot more clear on the fact that you can have everything you want. If people say to you, hey, do you want to have a successful business or do you want to be authentic and true to yourself? I'll have both, thank you very much. Do you want to be healthy and fit and everything else? Or do you want to be having more fun? I want both. It doesn't matter. If you're not crystal clear on shadow goals, before I carry on and talk about source code, let me share a very quick story about a colleague of mine, Wendy, who was running a training event. This was many, many years ago. But before she came into the room to conduct her training, she got lots of money. This was back in the days of cash, $20 bills, $50 bills. And she pinned all of these dollar bills onto the whiteboard at the back of the training room, put a great big note on the whiteboard that said, free money, help yourself. And off she went backstage. And I kid you not, there was probably at least 300 people in that training room, in the audience. I think one person got up and helped themselves to a bit of money. 299 out of 300 sat still, didn't go and take any money. Now, why is that? When it actually said free money, help yourself. Because of the conditioning that we have that, if you don't have to work for money, there must be something bad about taking it, or I'm going to feel uncomfortable. People will judge me. It's greedy to go and take the money, or, I think I'll just sit here. I'm in my comfort zone. This is shadow goals at play. Think about your goals in life, what you want to achieve, your dreams, your hopes, your dreams. Having a bit more money would probably help. It certainly wouldn't hinder. So why did 299 people just sit still? I know you might think that's a small thing. It's actually huge, because if that kind of energetic tuning is at play, where you think you shouldn't do that, even though you're invited, then it's going to come into play in all areas. So if you're trying to grow a business, if you're trying to be successful, if you're trying to get yourself out there, do the things you want to do, have an impact, live this exciting life of following your true purpose, then that kind of shadow goal at play is going to stop you at every turn and you're going to stay stuck, and we need to stop that. Okay, and today we're going to talk about your unique source code frequency. It's going to be something quite profound for a lot of people. Before I do, I want you to get really, really clear on something about what your real goals are, about what the goal is for all of us here. Okay, think about something you want to achieve in your life, growing your business, being successful, what have you. When that happens, what's going to happen in your life, and how is that going to make you feel? Because that feeling is really what the goal is all about. And think about something that's getting in the way. Think about a problem or a challenge or an energy block or something that's been there for years that's just getting in your way and you'd love to get rid of it. Again, what happens when you overcome that challenge? What happens when you get rid of that block? How does your life change? And again, how does that feel? Because that feeling, that's what we're going for. That's the big deal. Okay, that energetic feeling, that tuning, that's what this is all about. That's what your life is all about. That's your true purpose. That's your bliss. That's what we're aiming for here. If you study Maslow, who talked about peak experiences, or you study Csikszentmihalyi, who talked about flow, the idea of being in flow, this is all about being in that wonderful, amazing moment and space where we just feel this is perfect. I'm doing what I should be doing. This feels easy to me. This feels joyful. Time stands still. But in fact, time goes really quickly because you're enjoying yourself so much and you're doing something you're good at and you were born to do. This is what source code is all about. But let's be clear. If this is all about a feeling, an energetic tuning that we want to get to by being successful, by achieving our goals, what EVT teaches you and what I really want, this could be the aha moment of all aha moments, the light bulb moment of all light bulb moments, if you really get this, which is you can create the feeling first. You can actually start and lead with the feeling and the energy, and that goes straight to your operating system, what we call your frequency. Okay, the frequency is what's driving everything. And that's where your source code lives. So what is your source code? Your source code is that treasure, is that perfect operating system, frequency, whatever you want to call it, that you came into the world with, that makes you who you are. Okay? Now, some people are very detail orientated, very specific. Some people are high level, head in the clouds, big picture, creative, visual. Some people are very logical. Some people are very creative, spiritual, what have you. We're all so different, and everybody has got that completely unique frequency. It's like the whole world, the whole universe is a jigsaw puzzle, and You are a unique piece of that puzzle. And there is only one of you. There's only ever been one of you. There'll only ever be one of you. And that's got to be a very, very special thing. Why does that frequency get buried? Why it's like buried treasure. Why does it become buried? Often because of things like bullying, other people's negative ideas, thoughts, suggestions, often coming from your own family, to be perfectly honest, and from your own friends who are well-meaning, but they accidentally help to tune you into, you've got to be like everybody else. You've got to have common sense. You've got to do this. You should do that. You must do this. And again, as we talked about in the first video, you choose A or B, all these limiting beliefs, And so source code is buried treasure. Today, I want to help you to start bringing it out so that you can be in that perfect frequency to start manifesting all the things that you want, including successful business, joyful life, purpose-driven life, huge impact in the world, etc. What is the thing that you need to understand in order to really unleash and release your unique source code and start getting into that place, that energy of pure fulfillment, joy, motivation, confidence? What do you need to know about? Well, the operating system, the frequency that drives all of this. Where do the instructions come from? Where do the prompts come from? Okay, what is the fuel that drives this? Simple, affirmations. Okay, you've heard of affirmations. You probably think affirmations are great, but there's some really big problems with affirmations. Well, over the years, a lot of scientists and psychologists have argued that affirmations not only don't work for a lot of people, they can actually be damaging and set people backwards. Okay, publications including Psychology Today have basically pointed out that if someone is already very depressed or very unhappy, and you get them to repeat affirmations, which is it's a mainstream approach in a lot of psychotherapy, is to get people to do this. You get this person who's depressed, and you get them to say, "I am happy. I'm a wonderful person. I love myself so much," and to put this on post-it notes, stick them on mirrors, and repeat it day after day. What the research has shown that can actually be detrimental, because someone who's already unhappy is now listening to themselves, lying to themselves. That's how it comes across. They're like, I didn't like myself anyway. Now I'm lying to myself. And, this is the extreme with affirmations. But the real problem, again, write this down. This is a really important takeaway. The real problem is people don't understand what affirmations are. They don't have a clue. They're clueless. And you've probably been taught it all wrong. Affirmations are not lies. Affirmation is not taking the energy of your frequency right now, turning it 180 degrees and saying that's true and expecting you somehow your subconscious mind to accept that and change everything. That's not how affirmations work, but they are super powerful. They drive everything. And when you really understand affirmations, it's a game changer. Think about affirmations, for instance, like flowers and weeds. They can serve both purposes. You get the right affirmations in there, into your frequency, and it's like growing this beautiful garden with flowers. But if you put weeds in there, and often those weeds don't come from you, they come from other people, the wrong affirmations, the wrong ideas, the wrong pictures, the wrong words, that's like weeds, and that will just cause so many problems, and it will bury your source code. So we need to understand how affirmations actually work. So when you get the affirmations right, when you learn how to really do this the most effective way, all of your source code buried treasure starts to come to life again. And you're going to spend more and more of your time in this amazing source code frequency where you do feel powerful, you do feel motivated and confident, all of the old doubts and fears gone. And you still serve your shadow goals. Shadow goals are important. Let me give you another way of looking at this. Okay, in terms of affirmations. If someone says to you, an affirmation is an affirmation of the truth. If someone says to you, hey, go to the beach, it's lots of fun, you can go for a swim, it's going to be enjoyable. That affirmation may drive you to go to the beach because it's going to be fun. However, you're not going to run, you're not going to sprint, you're not going to be that excited. However, if you go to the beach and if the affirmation changes because somebody shouts out, shark, you watch when if someone on a beach shouted out shark, you watch how quickly everybody runs out of the water and starts sprinting away from the beach. Different affirmation. Okay, the shadow goal is the goal is to go and have fun. The shadow goal is protection and to stay safe. And the shadow goals tend to win. They tend to be stronger. They tend to work on that protection level. In short, affirmations work. In the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make them work, because it's not as simple as being unhappy and having an affirmation, I am happy, or having your business struggling and have an affirmation that says, my business is wonderful, I'm so successful, I am financially free, when actually that's not what's happening. There are much more elegant, much more powerful ways to do this. Okay, and in the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how. Just as we have with all of the students that we've trained how to do this, and we've got literally hundreds, thousands of testimonials and positive reviews that you can go and look at on our training websites to show you that this method works. Okay, I don't have to sit here and try and convince you. This works, and it really works. Will it work for you? 100,000,000% it will work for you. You will be able to literally change your frequency to the point where you start producing results that are amazing and wonderful. And I'm excited for you, because as you do that, you are also going to be able to make this work for other people, for your clients, for anybody you work with. Like I say, 100,000,000% you can do this. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how you use affirmations in that way. And believe you me, you haven't been shown this before. Okay, this will be new, it's exciting. Thanks for being here, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.